Hey everybody, it's Dr. Jason, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most pressing issues in our pediatric population. It's also one of the biggest, what in the heck are we doing things out in our pediatric population today, and that is ear infections. Ear infections are incredibly common. In fact, it's the number one reason kids go to the doctor. It's also the number one reason that antibiotics is the number one prescribed medication. What in the heck? Let's talk about that. In the early 1980s, when I was just a little kid, the Pediatric Society of America overwhelmingly agreed that not only do antibiotics not help ear infections, hashtag most of them are viral anyway, but they also set the child up for immune system failure down the road. Why is that? Well, we can point to our heart, we can point to our liver and our lungs. Did you know that our immune system is actually here in the gut? Over 70% of that immune system resides in the gut, and the gut thrives, it lives based on a healthy balance of flora. Flora is bacteria, healthy bacteria. In fact, the only thing that kills bad bacteria is good bacteria. We need those in there. What do antibiotics kill? Everything. The challenge with chronic antibiotic use is we're wiping that slate clean. We're not just killing bacteria, bad bacteria, we're also killing that child's immune system. And that's problematic. But you know what? Another thing is problematic, and that's this perpetuated myth, even by pediatricians, that for some reason ear infections happen in kids because the eustachian tube is somehow flatter. Let's talk about what ear infections actually are. They're a plumbing issue, but they're also an immune system challenge. The plumbing issue is not because of eustachian tubes are flatter in children. Basically, that doesn't make any sense because that hinges on the myth that things move through our body because of gravity. When I eat food, it doesn't tumble to my stomach and cascade through my colon because of gravity. That's absurd. It's actually pushed through. I have blood in my feet now because of a heart. It pumped it there. It's not falling to my feet. It's no different with that tube. If there's things in that tube, it's because they're not being pumped out. Well, what's pumping it? There's a very specific tiny donut-shaped muscle called the tensor villi palatini. It attaches to the very top bone of the neck and the palate, and it surrounds that tube. So every time your child moves their mouth, talking, singing, chewing, suckling, that muscle is pumping and pumping and pumping. But what happens if we get a misalignment up at that top neck? How would that happen? Well, birth trauma, slips and falls. We could go through a long list of things that stress out and misalign our children's spine. But a misalignment causes stress. Stress on that muscle, the muscle tightens. So now that donut pump becomes a closed dam. And we know that things that aren't flowing, things that aren't moving, become a cesspool for virus and bacteria. Like that tiny little puddle over in your kitchen, if it's left unmopped, if it's left unclean, it will become mold and mildew and all these different things. So it needs to be able to drain and pump. I did mention an immune system challenge. The brainstem is also up here. That bone doesn't just surround muscles and neck, it also surrounds the brainstem. The brainstem is ground zero for the fight or flight response. And we know it is a neurological fact when the fight or flight response is engaged, it's not just a stress and emotional thing, it's an immune system thing. The immune system tanks. So in one fell swoop with a misalignment here, we are jacking up the plumbing and we are jacking up the immune system and neurological function of that area. That's where we step in. We detect, we measure, we never guess these things. We have a state-of-the-art technology that can find out, does your baby, yes, newborn baby, have these misalignments? Does your 2-year-old, your 3-year-old? Is perfectly safe technology, non-invasive. And we'll find out if your child has these irritations. Through very gentle, specific, neurologically focused adjustments, we can radically shift that plumbing system, radically uplift that immune system so that your child has a chance. And we don't have to give them antibiotics. Again, pediatricians overwhelmingly agree that it's a bad idea. Why are we still prescribing them? Again, I'm not anti-medication. This is not a soapbox moment. This is their opinion. It is also a scientific fact that we can't keep doing this. Otherwise, we're just going to perpetuate and start knocking further dominoes down. In so many cases of kids with major neurological deficits in the future, this is where a lot of it begins. We have to get this right from the beginning, and that's the opportunity everybody has here. So if you're a mom out there watching this video and your child has had an ear infection once or twice this week, get in, get checked, and we can find out if we can help you. If you have questions, you should. Ask below in the comment section. Call me personally. I'm here to help and answer questions. I look forward to connecting with you soon.